we're in a changing cycles, and changing cycles in nature change very slowly, and there's all kinds of storms and chaos that comes in as part of that particular process. And so, how do we keep our sanity knowing that something's coming next?
I know it's such a hard one. It's been a really hard week personally. A friend was diagnosed with a terminal illness. My mom's in the hospital. All of these things are going on around my orbit. But if you look at my orbit, things are lining up like the next step is lining up perfectly right in front of me. And it doesn't mean that I don't care about all of those other things going on, because I absolutely do. Yet it's kind of a feeling of like, well, am I living in a different time, a different plateau or a different orbit than they're living in? Or, how are these things going on concurrently? And yet I still feel okay. And I really believe it's about me being in the present to the present.
Yeah, and the show that we did, I was sharing that, and I've shared this a few times because it's a really strong message from Isis, the spiritual teacher that I work with. And when Isis keeps repeating a message for me to share with every group, she's serious. There's a reason for it. And she's been saying for months now that if you don't stay completely in the present, you're going to miss the one clue that you need to survive, because you're too busy looking at what's going to happen to you, or you're too busy looking behind you of every bad thing that's ever happened to you in your life, but you're not paying attention to what you're being shown. And, so that's really very important. And I have this wild imagination, and I'm sure Renee does too. And the other day, it could get unbelievably light and loving. It could get unbelievably dark too. And I was having this bizarre imaginary thing come up, because all of a sudden the issue of freedom is coming up for me really big. Sovereignty and freedom is coming up for me really big. And so I was imagining what would happen if I got trapped living in a totalitarian country. And I said my only choice would be to have the most beautiful inner world, to have the most meaningful life while I'm not connected to what's going on outside of me and what I have to do and what my obligations are. And that is part of staying in the present, and that is part of what we're being asked for right now. Is our eyes are all around us in hypervigilance, and the sweetness and all the goodness in life and all the holidays that we're looking out there for are right inside, right indoors.